ago, he made allusion to the fact that government may step in to take measure. No, how did he put it? He said government may have, that if it became necessary, government will take measures to help make sure. We saw the loan they took from Afrexim Bank two or 3 days ago to protect the naira. Okay, so clearly we are seeing that we are back to what we used to do before. But my concern is if you took subsidy away in May or in June. Now, and you're bringing, because I believe that of course it has come back. That's the only logical way to think of it. If you're bringing it back, why are we buying it? So why are we buying for 6 or 500 plus? What we used to buy for 200 or something, or 200 naira, and yet subsidy has now come back only just 2 months after. It doesn't tell well about economic solidity, really.
All right. Let's move to the next story.
Okay.
5 billion naira palliative would solve poverty, says NLC.
Will or won't?
Won't solve
of course
poverty.
It won't. Of course, even government said it was a temporary measure. I have had my more than my fair take on this matter. Who are the people that you're going to be reaching out to? And I would have thought that government could have been a bit more consultative. Even the labor unions are saying this thing is not going to work. You're going to you've got trucks with which you're going to be distributing rice to people, rice and beans and stuff to people on the road. Or we don't have the register. In fact, it's now that I think the Plateau State government is saying that they are going to generate a social register. All right. So the whole thing, and then will they be giving contracts? Because 5 billion naira, how long is that going to last? Who are going to be? What are the channel governors are going to use to distribute these the so-called palliative?
And seriously, the states are not evenly affected.
A country in which senators are taking 2 million naira for 109 people are taking 2 million naira each for what is it called for holiday.
Yeah.
And then 5 in case where you have up to 20.
I'm sorry, Siri, you could have been one of them.
no, but of course I have no plan to.
If those who fix these emoluments say it is so, who are you to go against the tide?
The one of the same, nobody actually fixed it. I mean, if we probe it properly, you find that nobody. It's not in Ramfac. So I don't know where they even generated that whole thing from. Except they want to claim that it was part of the appropriation that came from 70 billion naira supplementary budget.
All right, to the next story. Court dismisses Emefiele's ally human rights suit against DSS.
The man is in a long walk to wherever it is going. Obviously, because now you see the DSS came later to withdraw the firearm charge against him, which the court struck out. They now have the real things they want to. Yeah, I mean, this is just a case of we're going to keep whatever the court say, you'll be in detention for as long as we want you here. Now they've brought charges against this man, real charges as it were. But is this 6.9 billion naira or so? So this is now the main trial he's going to face. And then they which, to come to your story, they are dragging his allies before the court also. It's a tricky one for Emefiele and anybody who is involved with him right now, because as it is, it will be very difficult for him to wriggle his way out of it. Very, very difficult.
All right. How about this? Lagos socialite apologizes, blames failed marriage for suicide attempt.
Yes, failed marriage and a string of frustrations. The marriage was just 2 months old, and it became clear suddenly that this was not where she wanted to be. And then
for me, the whole thing was avoidable.
I mean,
I hear this guy is an ex-convict, and you know this much, and then so on and so on.
And then the wedding was worth about 100 million naira.
Yeah,
a lot of big people in attendance and so on. I think that Citizen Jones, the sort of attention we pay to glamour, to that side of life, to glamour and spectacle and social acceptance and so on. Now it doesn't deal with the inner issues. So I think that yes, a life that has understood the place and priority of inner peace will by far find life more enjoyable than.
Siri, you are sermonizing. Mine is sometimes you cannot but afford to be cynical at a time like this.
Of course.
Anybody who intends, decides, elects to take his own life does not have to go to the bridge.
Right.
You can do it at home, quietly. Am I sending people on errands?
But citizen, I'm happy that it didn't work out that way, and hopefully she gets therapy.
Okay.
And gets a letter.
Mine is at least she got to a place where she got saved.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about this? Tinubu didn't order removal of all eyes on the judiciary billboards, Akon, DG.
No, but I saw it, and I find this claim particularly repulsive. Not that I doubt the fact that it didn't come from that it didn't come from the president, but why take away the billboards? We didn't need to bring the president's name into it because the president, as a person, we've known him to be, or we've been told that he is indeed a lover of freedom, a lover of democracy, a promoter of free speech, a fighter in the trenches of the quest for freedom and justice. And so, if you look at his trajectory in the AC, in the ACN, in the AP, I dare say, for example,
vis-a-vis Nadeko.
Yes, certainly, and I dare say that if not for the how the APC have used media in 2014 and 2015, they could never have won the presidency the first time. So people who love free speech this way, you are now dragging the president's name into it. I didn't find that message offensive, okay? Because the APC is in court for maybe dragging governorship election in other states. It only happened at the APM and PDP and LP are the ones in court saying that the president's election, whatever. But the fact is that Nigeria lacks accountability. Now, if they've gone to court, if people have, if people have gone to higher billboards to say all eyes on the judiciary, I don't see, I personally don't see anything that is wrong.
Offensive,
with it.
Yeah.
Offensive. Before NSAS came, the organic movement of NSAS in 2020, there was Ojota. Have you forgotten Ojota? Ojota was purely an ACN thing, and nobody fried anybody over it.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't see. I mean, we must expand the front of free speech. If you don't, democracy is going to die someday.
All right. Before it dies, let's go to the next paper, and the next paper is this day. Jonathan leads AU COMESA election mission to Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm. The elections are coming up, I think, next week. Nelson Chamisa is up against Emerson Mnangagwa,
the incumbent.
The former, and famously called the crocodile. It's the same old story. Mnangagwa is a continuation of Mugabe, because Mnangagwa was a spine that kept Mugabe's government going. It was when Mugabe said his wife was going to succeed him, Grace Mugabe, that they said, no, this can happen. We were the ones who fought it in the trenches. How can you suddenly? So that's why they moved against him. Otherwise, Mugabe wouldn't even have left office. Everything Mnangagwa is doing, I really don't see the difference in Bulawayo, in Harare, and so on. Chamisa appears to be a representation of something new. But again, the old guard is still very much entrenched. So it's old versus new. I personally don't see. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but
so sometimes you're wondering if Africa can ever get home.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Haven't we seen it all? And this is why.
You mean Africa don't see 99?
No, of course we don't see 99. We waiting come be one. We go make 100. There's nothing new under the sun.
Okay.
The only thing that can happen is if we can guarantee the conduct of free, fair. Hopefully somebody will not sit there and turn off the transmitters if they're using electronic voting. Somebody will not go into the server room and willfully turn off the machines. But I mean, if all goes well, you know what I mean, and it's free and fair. Whoever wins wins. That's what democracy is about.
All right, 7:15. Check your time, and that's radio time. This is the Voice of the People Radio, 90.3 FM, and we're dealing with newspaper headliners. This day newspaper is still on call. Smart Adeyemi Senator now, Achimugu, lose appeals against Ahmed Ododo's nomination.
Yeah, in Kogi State
Kogi.
For the governorship election.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. The political class is unaware of how its dance on the big stage is perceived. the judicialization of election and democracy is still a mark of infancy in political civilization. It's a mark of infancy that every election cycle, you hold primary election, you go to court, you nominate a candidate, you go to court. Somebody is declared winner, you must go to court. Somebody is in office, you must go to court. So it is either you're going to court to challenge the process, challenge the person's credentials, I'm not blaming anybody here, but the fact that that every election process has to lean on judicial pronouncements before it can live, survive and breathe is a clear pointer to the fact that we are not anywhere close to where we ought to be.
Are we indeed the dark continent?
We are not the dark continent. Okay. And here's what I'm going to say. I think it was the late
I was only teasing you.
No, of course I understand, but I think it was the late Professor Kola Motosho who said that as individuals, Nigerians are brilliant. They pull off great feats and stunts in the world. Professor Wole Soyinka won the Nobel Prize at the likes of Chinua Achebe, Chimamanda Adichie, Philip Emeagwali, Gabriel Oyibo, and so many of us do so well in the arts.
But collectively,
Nigeria is yet to come to Eden. I'm sorry to say this.
Nay, Africa.
We are still in there's a name to which we give it one time. Neanderthal. We're still at the very Neanderthal level.
Okay. That image, I'm seeing the man.
Neanderthalism. That's where we are. We are the Neanderthals came before the Stone Age came.
Oh yeah.
We are very far away.
Long
in the backwaters of civilization. When we travel to America, travel to the UK, travel to Germany and so on, we become automatically born again and just turn a new leaf, and we play by the rules and live by the law, except for a renegade few. But back home in Nigeria, it's not.
Let's move ahead. In search of terrorists, Air Force bombards Kwaki Chikuba Forest in Niger State.
And how many people did they kill there? How many bandits have died? How many bandit leaders have we taken out? How well are we eliminating the threat? Somebody came up the other day and said, typically like Goliath did in the Bible, and said, I'm the one who brought down the Air Force. Meanwhile, I think a year or two ago, when two terrorist factions had a problem, one group just woke up in the morning and went to the camp of the other one and killed the leader and then walked back. We didn't pick the intelligence, we didn't know, we didn't hear nothing. Nobody was after it happened and we knew that such a thing happened.
All right. Don't merge or scrap Niger Delta Ministry, Pandev tells President Tinubu.
That headline should really read one president, because I read the statement last night. They've warned him. They've warned him because they said there should not be, quote, misguided attempt or misguided effort at it. So, and not just the ministry. I think what also had them say was the ministry and other institutions that have been put in place to keep things going in the Niger, to keep things sweet in the Niger Delta.
Okay.
So I hope that the president wakes up to realize that indeed it may not be best to scrap that ministry.
All right, to the vanguard now. Nigerians slam FG for dismantling all eyes on judiciary billboards. We have talked about that.
Quite frankly speaking, and this is what I'm going to say. If the presidency is aware that these billboards were in place and that indeed they didn't give the order, it won't be a bad thing to ask ACON to explain why in the first place they asked for those billboards to be taken away. Okay. And to put it back in place. Nobody's afraid of anything.
And who ordered them to be put in place in the first place? Who ordered that they should be erected?
No, this is the point. Anybody can pay for, these billboards are there. I mean, you can pay for space. You can go to an agency and say, I want to put a message, Jesus is Lord, or buy made in Nigeria, or whatever. So I mean, if political campaigners or activists or people who are just interested in the process comes to say all eyes on the judiciary, they're going to, and I'm glad they didn't say PCEPC, right? It's the judiciary. There are many court cases. In fact, in the next 2 years, I can tell you that a lot of members of House of Reps, a lot of members of the Senate, a lot of governors are going to have it, including members of House of Assembly, are not going to find it very funny. Because indeed, the push comes to shove and the courts find, all right, that indeed some of them didn't really win the elections or call for freedom. There are so many of them like that. I don't see why anybody should feel threatened. So the presidency can do this thing, can say, why did we even take it off in the first? If people were interested in helping to deepen democracy, have elected to put this message out, I think it helps everybody. Okay, in Kano, for example, let me give an example. In Kano, there's a bribery case of 10 million naira now, an allegation of 10 million naira bribe. If it was true, it means that the judiciary feels that people are not looking at what they're doing. So why? It's in the interest of democracy.
All right. Another story to share with you. 7 ministers whose portfolios caught Nigerians by surprise. For instance, let me help us here. Communications and Innovation and Digital Economy Ministry. Yeah. Another one is Marine and Blue Economy and so on.
Yeah, those are new things that are coming on board. I think I'm not sure we've had the ministry, like the combination of the nomenclature. We never used to have agriculture and food security.
Okay.
Now that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I thought it would be called agriculture and climate change, but it's good that they use food security. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians didn't see Dele Alake being given the Ministry of Solid Minerals.
Nobody saw it coming.
A lot of people would have thought he would go to the Ministry of Information and Communication and Culture. But there you have it.
How about Minister of State Gas Resources, Minister of State Petroleum Resources, and so on?
Yeah, well, we've always had Minister of State for Petroleum. Kenneth is from Bayelsa. He comes into the same shoes as his former kinsman, Timothy Silva, who is also from Bayelsa State. So that could be given as a given of sorts. But a number of them, one wouldn't have really thought that this was where they would have been placed. The president obviously has his work cut out for him, and they also have their work cut out for them. And for those who perhaps feel why this one here, why this one there, the least we could do is to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that the president saw what we didn't see, or sees what we haven't seen, and that hopefully, if the end justifies the means,
that he was properly guided.
Yes.
Okay. Art, Culture, and Creative Economy is a ministry.
Of course.
Well, the important thing to do here is buy the paper and sort the stories. Okay, let's visit another paper. The Nation leads with Ohaneze Afenifere Pandeb hail 180 billion naira palliative to states as NEF, National
Elders Forum.
Yeah, kicks.
Of course, the NEF won't be. So, for example, in the north, what I had the governor of Zimbabwe, Babagana Zulum, say, or was it a later statement? But what we got from State House 2 days ago was that the states, there's a name they are called, the states bordering Niger, will even get more than the 5 billion naira, ostensibly on account of the humanitarian crisis that they are facing now, with people fleeing Niamey and other cities in light of the probable invasion of that country by ECOWAS troops. So that's one. But then, Pandev and so, yes, they are going to welcome it. Because, of course, we've been asking for palliatives, which is okay. But the palliatives in itself is not a sustainable program. And I hope it doesn't become an ongoing project where government will find contractors. Because the way I see this thing, I am not sure that the federal government is demanding accountability from them. It's a grant. It's a grant, which is like saying, take this money, help yourself. So, but there must be accountability. There has to be. If government now says, so we are not in a war situation, but people are going to be taking buckets and basins and is it what do you call it? Is it Kobiewu or paint rubber to the to a truck in the neighborhood and say, give me you scoop 2 cups and put The other one comes and say, me, no give me, scoop 2 cups and put. And they ask, how did you come to this point?
How did we get here?
In the alternative, if you're going to put these things in nylon bags, it means somebody must take the contract for the supply of those bags.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Someone must take the contract for the mapping out of the areas where the trucks will be. Someone must take the contract for the supply of the grains, because the government said that they are going to buy the rice. So someone must take the contract for the supply of the grains. So someone must take the contract for hiring drivers for the trucks. Must take the contract for supplying fuel to those trucks, the easy fuel to those trucks. In the end, how much we go can take to do the work before? How would?
Cyril, make we go to another story. This one will interest you. Double jeopardy as man kills lover, sells her 4-year-old baby.
It's a pity. Society was not set up without criminal redress systems. Because I mean, of course, it's in the nature of people sometimes to just misbehave, and so that's why we have the law. I hope that the law takes its course and that due punishment is served in this matter. It's a real pity. Yesterday there was a headline in one of the national dailies in which a woman in Abuja had gone to the market to buy foodstuff. Then the cat pusher just pushed it in away.
Oh yeah. But question, what was she looking at?
Can you always see the news? It go happen. It's like asking what was the woman doing when she was killed. Oscar Pistorius was spent an entire night with his girlfriend in
South Africa,
and then the following morning took up a gun and shot her. You know, after they had their time in the night, they woke up in the morning, took the gun and just please. So this. I thought
they said he was jealous or something.
No, what he's been convicted, so we can say he shot her. Yes, he shot and killed her.
The human mind.
The
human mind.
You know,
anything is possible.
You know.
Next is the leadership. Leadership newspaper leads with this one. Border communities confront new realities after Niger coup.
Mm-hmm. Of course,
as expected.
One, the influx of people coming, fleeing back to their home, to their villages, you know, for soccer, and then also the shortening of the border, as it were. Business will no longer thrive. So
are borders that that visible up there?
When you mean visible, you mean whether you can actually see the border open or close?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But the reality is that when the ban has been placed, it means people who normally would have, let's say, left an urban center to come to the periphery, to come to the suburb or to the border city to do business, may no longer be able to come down. So after all, those who are fleeing Niger are entering Nigeria. They are.
Oh yeah.
So it's not as if when you say border, there are no gates. It's not as if there's no gates.
Otherwise, are there borders?
Well,
all the same.
Let's say there's a place to know that now you're in Nigeria, now you're in Niger. But but apart from that, I'm not sure that and for all you care, people who live in those border towns don't really, I don't know if they see themselves as Nigerians or Nigerians. I think it works both ways for them. Frankly speaking, how they are able to demarcate and
I hear we intermarry
is up to them
and so on.
Speak the same language, intermarry. Sometimes you know, one person's father is Nigerian, one person's father is Nigerian. They say your motherland is fighting your fatherland, your fatherland is fighting your motherland. What that means? You know?
Okay.
Citizen. Your motherland is fighting your fatherland. Some people have turned Nigeria into a caricature, into a real joke. So much so that when you become president, they say he's not really a Nigerian. He's from Togo, he's from Burkina Faso, he's from Niger, he's from Mali, he's from Chad, he's from here and there. Country, look at now, you say you want to spend 5 billion for each state, and you even give more to some states. But up until now, there is nobody that is saying, can't we just invest in having the data of all Nigerians in one bank? Nobody's interested in that.
You know, when
no data.
If we go there, I look at your neighboring state, Bayelsa, hardly 3 million people, 5 billion naira going to them.
No, Citizen Jones, the money, the 5 million naira distributed, where did it even come from? Where did it come from? It came from Akwa Ibom, it came from Rivers, it came from Delta, it came from so
yeah.
They should even be given a higher chunk of it.
All right, to other stories. House of Reps members storm LASU to assess TET fund projects.
Well, just a member.
A good sign?
Just a member.
Members.
Oh, member. Okay, sure,
Yeah.
of course. It's so I think it's part of what they call oversight, right? To go and see. So.
Niger coup, adopt diplomacy, not military intervention. ECOWAS is being told here.
No. What must happen in Niger is that the coupists must hand power back to President Bazoum. We can't say this. Yesterday, when the coupists came out and said that, they are going to try the president for high treason. Even the UN said there was no basis in law. That there were no grounds. This was a politically motivated trial, because that is if at all it goes to trial, right? That is if at all they charge the president, because obviously what they said was that they were going to kill the president. They said what? They said no, we are going to put him on trial. They are not thinking straight. The reality is that first of all, as a soldier, as a captain, as a colonel, as a major, as a lieutenant general, as a general, whatever, if your boss, if your commander in chief gives you, or your commander in chief, or your your commanding officer gives an order, and you know you don't want to take the order, you can honorably resign and walk away. But you can't challenge him, because challenging him has a name. It's called mutiny. In the army, you can't even say we. It's I. You can't even come to the commander and say we. No, it's I. Now, nowhere you as a soldier, you are a trained soldier.
That's the language of unitarism.
Of course, because if you went and said we are, it means people have gone, and the only language is mutiny. It's mutiny. So you can't do that. You say I. Now the point, tell him what you think is right. If you wouldn't take it, tell him again. You resign and walk away.
Yeah.
Because there's a conflict of interest, obviously. No soldier has the right, has legitimacy, has justification to take up his gun and put it to the president and say, "Get out of there! I'm now the president."
Yeah.
It's only in Egypt that the first one was Ahmed Tantawi. He took power, handed it over to Mohamed Morsi. When Morsi was when Morsi's own came, El-Sisi took power from El-Sisi from Morsi, and then amended the constitution of Egypt to say that the Egyptian army has the right to save democracy in Egypt if they fight democracy. What does that mean?
Who is saying what?
That means that the Egyptian army can stage a coup, and by law they will be upheld. I don't know of any other country in the world where such a law is passed. So please, these people in Niger should be told that the only thing that can stand is democracy. We don't want to be the only country left in West Africa that's a democracy. That's talking about Nigeria, unless we don't mind.
All right, another story from the leadership is this one. IBB at 82, he fostered unity, transformed lives. Mark and Ogbe are saying this.
IBB turned 82 on August 17.
Yeah, 3 days ago.
Yes, and he's coming to power in 1987. The anniversary
85.
In 85. The anniversary is on the 27th of
August.
Because he came to power 10 days after his
he ruled for 8 calendar years.
No, Babangida came and said that what he wanted to do was hand power back to the civilians, which after Buhari come to truncate it, so that, and his own program for transition ran for 8 years. He should be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh yeah.
As a military president. In fact, he wasn't the head of state.
Yeah, he declared himself the first military president in our history.
I think it was Dr. Tunji. Somebody asked him, why didn't you drop the title of president? Why didn't you say head of state? He said because the constitution only allows for a president. So he was military president, and they said You came, suspended the constitution, and still went to take something from the constitution to add to yourself. So how many more things can you add? This is why military governments are always a contradiction of terms, quite frankly speaking.
But talking seriously, you journalists are crazy people.
We or us?
Okay.
Me or
All right. UNICAL suspends Professor Ndifon as law faculty dean.
Dean, yes, because there were allegations of sexual harassment and molestation and so on against him, and his response to the query issued by the management didn't satisfy the vice chancellor. So the vice chancellor wrote back and said he was suspending him, and this is what sane men do. What sane men do, what sane institutions do. He is suspended pending the outcome of an investigation.
Yeah. Okay.
So that somebody doesn't sit in his own case or doesn't sit in a place to influence the outcome of his own investigation. They said in Nigeria, you will be investigating the EFCC boss, DSS boss, CBN governor, a minister, a DG, and they said because he has not been convicted of any crime, it's only an allegation, he should stay on. But at least I'm glad that UNICAL has given us what, just a picture of the right things. Good enough that he was given a letter, a query room to it, and his explanation didn't satisfy the management. They say, okay, you know what? Step aside. This had happened before, I think in 2015.
Yeah, with the same man.
With the same man. So now they must be thorough. It must be far-reaching. It must be thoroughgoing.
And Cyril, it is true that one poignant lesson of history is that man hardly learns from history.
It's a pity. It's a pity.
And Professor Ndifon's case is a metaphor for what's happening across the country. I hope we end this.
But it's so I think that the real heroes of this saga will be the people who chose to speak up, because one of the things that makes bad behavior to be entrenched is when it is not afraid of consequences. When consequences wouldn't arise, anything can thrive. But if people can wake up to speak up and say, no, I saw this happen, I'm a witness to it, or
how about this? Customs lists conditions for reopening land borders to vehicles, rice, and others.
Is it for them to give conditions, or are they giving conditions to Nigerians or to the president? The communication is a bit vague, but hopefully the president now we need rice to feed our people. Pardon me that I need to come back to this point.
See, Zero, trouble not the finish.
But you go first select the one where you want me to come your place now. Or you both trouble fine for face. Right? Yeah. So let's look at this matter. We are not at war. This is not COVID. We are after 23 years of democracy, we are having to free people on the road. Come on. Who brought us to this pass? And let me say this. We took subsidy out. We also floated the naira. Now we are trying to reverse those policies through the back door. Because the thing no work. Why didn't we ask for sound economic opinion? Why? Something people have been upholding since 1990 just came and said, just took it away. Now you've seen that, the Pandora box is flung open.
All right. Quickly,
Citizen Jones.
Let's go to another story. Trouble not the finish. We have agreed.
We can choose the ones we want.
All right. If you are not involved, don't panic. FCTA to demolish 500 unapproved residential buildings in Abuja.
Why is this coming now? And Wike is about to become the minister of the FCTA.
Does it change anything?
No. I mean, he's a strong character, a man who is heavy on capital projects. I mean, if you went to Rivers State, they were calling him Mr. Works because so many people thought he was actually going to be the Minister of Works because of the bridges and roads he was doing in. Kudos to him on that score. Now coming to Abuja, the last time we had.
But the Ebonyi man also has affected things.
He did, sure. In fact, the Ebonyi man was more of a technical participant in what was going on than just giving contracts, in the way Wike did. So of course, I agree with you. I've been in Abakaliki. Yeah, so I can attest to it. But for the FCTA now, the last time they had somebody as minister who came to demolish buildings and do a lot of was El Rufai. It was quite a character. So and Wike, but
but nobody went to court. Please, he said what he destroyed were on designated areas.
And what now happened in the thereafter? People went back and built bigger structures in those.
Cyril, the next story would interest you as well. FCT natives urge Wike to replicate Port Harcourt giant strides in Abuja. Certainly. How about that?
In fact, I was with an Abuja resident only some days ago, and they said, "No, leave him. Let him come to the FCT. We have a lot of bad roads there. He'll come and fix them for us." But the thing is that in Abuja, the ball game is a little bit different. It's the seat of power for the nation. In your state, you've always been there. You grew up there. Perhaps it was even monolithic in a cultural sense. But in Abuja, there are a lot of vested interests. Rotimi Amechi did a good work. The last minister from River State, same kind of character, tough talking and able to match words with action. Amechi arguably gave Buhari the legacy that he may go on to claim forever that was a signal achievement in government, which was the restoration of the nation's rail system. So hopefully, if Wike gets his acts together, he himself has been a minister before. So if he's able to get his acts together, hopefully he'll be able to do a lot in a short time.
What about this? Pick El Rufai's replacement from Southern Kaduna APC stakeholders urged Tinubu.
So here's what I know. It was Premium Times that carried the story exclusively the other day to say El Rufai had gone to meet the president to say he did not want to be minister anymore. But
suggested a replacement.
A replacement. Now and then days later, the governor of Kaduna said went to see the president and
denounced the replacement
and denied that he didn't go to put his own replacement above El Rufai's own choice for replacement. Now the question is, it was the president who nominated Mr. El Rufai, and the Senate declined to grant El Rufai passage. Okay, let me put it that way, passage, citing a security report. But it didn't seem to me like somebody said he killed some. What really is the ground on which because the presidency didn't say they were looking for a replacement for El Rufai. They've not said that. I've not heard it from Dela Lake, Ajuri Ngelale, or Tunde Rappan. Anybody say El Rufai has indeed said he was not to be minister. I've not heard anybody say they're looking for his replacement. But of course, in politics, you need to both hear and see. But we can see that there's a lot going on about who will now become the minister designate in Abuja. But in the interest of democracy, I think it is important that we know why exactly El Rufai is not being so that some people who are some of us who are ministers in the future can learn from that and know what to do and what not to do. Former minister, former governor, two-time governor of a state can no longer be minister of the republic, and he is not being prosecuted for any criminal offense. Who is telling who what?
Who is saying what? All right. Here, this one touches you. Wike has not spoken on quitting PDP. Wike declares.
No.
What is no now?
No, this is not how it's done. This is not, who is declaring Wike?
Yeah.
This is not how it's done. I'm still asking, why has the PDP not sanctioned him? Why is the PDP not saying we suspend you, we excommunicate you, we debar you, we sack you, we send you, we kick you out? Why are they not saying that? Citizen. How worse could it go? Or how bad could it get?
How more bad?
How more bad? So
okay,
they should do the needful. Let's see. Or rather, they should tell us why they've not done the needful yet. All right. The party could not even have its members nominate those that will become its caucus in the National Assembly. Surprisingly so. The party could not.
All right, Cyril, let's apply the brakes here. It's 7:45. Let's turn the microphone over to the listener. So out there, if you feel like reacting to a story or stories we shared with you, why not? As always, the line, the number is 0700 903 903 903. But please, your language must be continent, and of course, don't shoot to kill. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, City and the gentleman in the studio.
The gentleman is Cyril. Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Your name is... Okay. Your 60 seconds. Yeah, your 60 seconds begin now.
My take this morning is in respect of this palliative of 18. The federal government, the way they are taking it, I don't think is the best way to distribute palliative, if they are to distribute palliative at all. The governor, they are sending the palliative to the people. This governor were tested during the time of COVID-19. They store the palliative in their warehouses for reason no friends to them, and people were suffering in hunger. And now they are giving them money again to share to the people. And even some of these governors, next year they will no longer be on seat, like some of them that they are having election in their state in November. What will happen to the money if they use the money to canvass for election and share it to their party members?
Yes, sir.
Your
60 seconds are up. Thank you. Thank you very kindly. 0700 903 903 903. Good morning to you.
Good morning. This is Sudakuda from Itala.
All right then. So go.
My thing about this 5 million issue.
No. You mean 5 billion?
Yeah, 5 billion. Yeah. Let them use the money and do refinery for people. Because, for example, I'm in Lagos right now. Can this money or reach any of my family? Because that is my thing. I remember the time where they do something about to plan the election. The former vice president, he gave some leave. Some people from my compound, some of them are the Yorubas. How come they get the money? Tell them how they could go and collect 10,000 now. And the 10,000 now went from Otuba and they are now suffering. So how can I give to take resources? And secondly, the state country is about acquired to state and other state. They are money to pass. After all, we produce the oil. That is my condition. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. 0700 903 903 903. Is there any story? Are there stories you want to react to? Why not? Do so now. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mr.
Mr. Hussein.
Everybody, good morning.
Yeah.
Nameka Doctor from Ejido.
Nemeka, go on.
All right, senior citizen, my take is this morning go to the Billboard. The Billboard, I did not see anything wrong for people mounting Billboard to caution judiciary to do the right thing. And if the Billboard can be a threat to them, that means there is a problem in the country. There's a big problem in the country. Because I do not see how that will become a threat. The court is having evidence already in their deck. If they work with evidence, not be bored. See what the judiciary is coming out to tell they are not the one that ordered for it. While everybody knows that. More they do this, more they expose themselves. So let's be honest. They want to turn the judiciary also supposed to be the last hope of common man. Now they have turned the hope of the common criminal.
All right.
Which is very, very bad.
Thank you.
That's my take this morning.
Yes, sir. Straight to the point. 0700 903 903 903. Share your views regarding the story or stories we shared with you. With me. Share those views with us here. Cyril, it's interesting, but let me take another call. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
My name is Andy. I'm coming from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Please, I want to view on that palliative of defense. Now, I'm from Anambra State, and I'm here in the state at the moment. How can me and my family get the palliative? Just to collect it from the state, the government or Anambra State government. That's one. Now, the second thing, the Billboard of Technocratic. Why are the government in place now? Why are they removing the Billboard? The Billboard are being paid for. They pay for the Billboard. Okay, now who are they going to return the money the people paid to mount the Billboard to that they that pay the money?
Who are they? Who are this day? Who be this day?
Okay, we learned that are the people in diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora.
No. Who is returning the money to who? Who go return?
The people in charge of Billboard and what they are.
All right.
Yes. Are they going to return the money to the people in
but
diaspora?
thank you. Your 60 seconds are up. Thank you. See, sometimes the judiciary has a life of its own.
Yeah, but exactly. The last caller raised two salient issues. You couldn't say that those ad messages were breaking any law.
Okay.
You may take a call.
All right. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. But please keep your radio out of it. I'm hearing me over your radio. I beg you.
Is it okay now, sir?
If it's
Is it
okay,
all right now, sir?
we'll find out. Go on.
Should I go on, sir?
Go on, sir.
Okay, sir. I want to speak on the issue of that 5 billion. Are you with me there?
Go on.
Okay. Please, I don't know how to see our president and ask this question. Can you throw this question on air so that he can hear? Why are they forcing palliatives to citizens like this? If they use this money and put on our refinery and make it to work, would Nigeria exist again? This is my question. Nigeria has been asking them to use this money and to fix our refinery in order. Please help me to throw this question on air so that they will hear both the past president and the present one.
You have put it. Yeah.
So this is my contribution, sir. Please, thank you so much.
Very well. Thank you. No more calls. Cyril, let's begin to go home.
And to think that the president had said that the Port Harcourt refinery will come back on stream by December, when we can't find anything being laid on the ground to make that happen.
And we were told earlier that the this refinery at Lekki was going to start producing in July.
Then later on they said it won't even come up until 2026. I think something is wrong with Nigeria. It's a case of multiple...
Not Nigeria, with Nigerians.
No, Nigeria.
No, there's nothing wrong with the country.
Okay.
Please.
Some Nigerians.
Yeah.
Some Nigerians. Something is not well with the way we run this country. Today you think it's a headache. Tomorrow it feels like a sore in the foot. But somehow the whole body is racked internally with a very terrible morbidity. I hope that the president will sit back. He shouldn't be under any pressure to impress anybody. Sit back and take look. The fact that we subsidy we are reneging, then we came to floating the naira and we are trying to run back now to hedge it up again. Just shows that we didn't sit back to do real thinking. One thing this president must do is this: he needs to be a bit more consultative. Get people together, let them think things through over and over and over again before we are able to take decisions. So that way, they would have seen this from different perspectives before they can make a policy pronouncement.
All right, Cyril, we end it here until Saturday, but let me wish you a happy weekend.
It's my joy.
Send the bills to us.
Sure.
Bye now.
All right.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway? Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Light Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender greeters, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Light Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza.
This morning, Citizen Jones this morning, and of course, you know that at a time like this, we interrogate contemporary issues thrown up by contemporary Nigeria. Now, we're interrogating, now the president's men are in, but are we there yet? Now the president's men are in, but are we there yet? You know, the former flamboyant governor of New York, Mario Cuomo, is credited with the saying, quote, politicians campaign in poetry but govern in prose, end quote. Now, simply put, this test statement can only mean that while gunning for office, politicians make big, ambitious promises aimed at appealing to the voter. But once in office, they begin to deal with practical constraints and compromises which require a more pragmatic approach. This is governing in prose, if you ask me. Am I surprised that President Bola Tinubu is in this quandary? No. A little timeline of ministerial appointments remind me that former President Obasanjo named his ministers a mere 5 days after assuming office, late Umaru Yar'Adua nearly 2 months, and former President Goodluck Jonathan named his ministers exactly 6 weeks after assuming office. The immediate past helmsman, Muhammadu Buhari, named his ministers after a breathtaking 6-month hiatus. Our current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to wait 56 days before naming a cabinet. Many of the names are not surprising, now we know, only that, unlike his predecessors, Our man has about 45 cleared names. Yes, some ministries have been split, yet portfolio assignments keep millions of mouths agape. Wait a minute. Is anybody surprised that apart from late Umaru Aradua and Goodluck Jonathan, who each had late Rewan Lukman and Dezani Madueke as petroleum ministers, Obasanjo, Buhari, and who knows, incumbent President Tinubu were and is a substantive petroleum minister, if you see what I mean. What does this say about campaigning in poetry and governing in prose? And for that matter, with the president's men in place, are we home yet? Shall we have a conversation? Two gentlemen who have been following the development are already seated here, so I'd say good morning to them. In no particular order, let's meet and greet Emeka Madonagu. Emeka is a journalist and political commentator. Emeka, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, citizen. Good morning, Nigerians and the diaspora.
All right. And we have Tumi Olowe. Tumi Olowe is a chartered accountant, a public affairs analyst. Tumi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones. Good morning, listeners.
Gentlemen, so the president's men are already in. So are we home yet?
Well, we've taken the step, but for me, saying home yet is not what I would say. I'll just say we're taking the first step, because the 36 governors who also are supposed to have appointed their commissioners by now. So it has to be a synergy between what the federal government is doing and what the state governments are doing. Until we get that working perfectly well, then we're not going to any home. So it's beyond the president appointing ministers. The states have to domesticate.
But you know, before now, people shouted aloud. How many? They were counting the days for the president.
That's you see, and we have a case at hand that is showing this insincerity of us Nigerians. Palliative, 5 billion to each state government, and maybe 100,000 bags of rice. And people are saying, don't give the governors. They're going to embed you and everything. And look, if you don't trust your governors, do you think the president is going to take over the functions of 36 state governors?
Oh.
So the thing is, we need to, as we are focusing on the presidency or the federal government, we also need to focus.
To me, are we in a quandary? Are we in a perplexed situation?
We are, because the reaction of Nigerians to this palliative issue, I was just sitting down. Oh, so you don't trust your governors? And you're only focusing on the federal government. Is it the federal government that is not going to share the 5 billion or make the 5 billion available in your state?
To me, hear this, he will say it in his own words. The man sitting by you told me yesterday that the ABGA, which is the ruling party in his state, has tried to mess with the palliatives, something that looks like palliatives. Emeka?
That was palliatives by the state government.
Okay.
So to speak, coconut and oil palm seedlings distributed to communities in Anambra State, which is my state, 177 communities in Anambra State. And ABGA cornered it. At least I know of my village. They gave these seedlings to party members. I challenged them. And I told them, well, you see, there are times you need to give politicians a hot punch in the face. I wish I had the money. I'd have bought seedlings of about 2-3 million naira and gone to my village square.
And distribute.
Just call people, come and take, to shame those shameless politicians. I said, if these fellows can be so unfeeling, so insensitive, with little things, palm seedlings.
So what are they going to do with 5
What
billion?
are they going to do with 5 billion naira?
And 100,000 bags of rice.
100,000 bags. You won't even see any bag. And interestingly, let me tell you something. I'm not boasting about this. But you see, a state like Anambra really can do without a political administration. Why? Because a lot of the things, the people do things for themselves. A lot of things. Do you know palliatives? There are things that are done on a periodic basis. We just had women's meeting. It just ended just last
August,
week, all over the southeast. And definitely as such for our women exchange ideas and gifts. And these things go on and on, you know. It's a regular thing. But you see, where you have the distortions in the southeast, these distortions come from the politicians. They are the ones who cause division. They are the ones who cause confusion. They are the ones whose thugs, when they are off duty, they are the ones whose thugs are unknown gunmen. We pretend as if, who are the unknown gunmen? Ask them who are their thugs. Ask them.
Otherwise, the gunmen are known. Man.
They are known. They are known. Those are the cult boys that are operating, working for them. So,
all right, Emeka, let's go back.
I was trying to dive into the topic.
Right,
so what I'm saying is this. You see, you ask the question, are we in? To me, I think...
the president's men are in, but
are we
in? Yeah.
We are not in totally. Because, of course, like the Chinese say, the fish gets rotten from the head. Also, you know, human physiology, you know, the head.
Not from the head.
The head controls, you know, the rest of the body. And some scientists have said that the head is an entire universe of its own. So definitely, whatever happens at the federal is very important. So, now, in certain areas like health, you have two fantastic gentlemen, award winners, as a matter of fact, Ali Pate and Tunji Alausa. Quality hands. In works, you have Umahi, who is a civil engineer. And as governor of Ebonyi State, he acquitted himself very well. In terms of infrastructure, you have Bosun Tijani, whom, he's done very well in terms of IT, IT. He's done very well. And he's someone whose name is...
That's the Minister of Communications and Innovation and Digital Economy.
And that's a critical sector. His name resonates with the youth because of the NSAS of 2020. Okay. And beyond that, that's a critical sector where the president has said he will create 1 million jobs. You know, but I wonder what kind of 1 million jobs the president wants to create in a sector that runs on its own. That definitely, you know, government instead has tried to disrupt, has tried to destroy. You saw the things Emefiele did as central bank governor. I tried to discourage cryptocurrency trading. Whereas the vice president, Professor Yemi Oshiba, told him, he said, look,
former vice president,
told him, let us proceed from the point of knowledge. Let's not proceed from the point of fear. These are young people brimming with ideas. Why will you try to frustrate them? Why not try and meet them up somewhere? Emefiele that helped Buhari to print 23 trillion naira to defend the naira, right? And at the end of the day, everything failed. Everything fell flat. The naira still continued to depreciate. Whereas these young people were saying, look, let's not just tie ourselves to a physical currency. Let's expand the frontiers and bring in cryptocurrency so that one way or the other, we can ensure that the economy breathes. The economy, you know, the economy runs on different levels. So,
quickly, would you say cryptocurrency is it today?
It is. It's, you see, just like the stock market. At times it goes up, at times it goes down. But you see, that ecosystem runs on its own. Unless you are interested in news about cryptocurrency, you may not really know about the things that are happening. There are times people get savaged. Not long ago, people lost investments. But you'll be surprised that that people are still investing money in the crypto sector.
All right. To me, the president has made to split some ministry and created new ones. For instance, we have environment and ecological management. We have marine and blue economy.
Yes. Of course, splitting those ministries for me was...
Yes, we have humanitarian and poverty alleviation ministry.
I think
Sorry, but nothing yet about the Niger Delta.
There's a gas ministry as well.
Yes, I'm sure the president is thinking about that. A whole lot of things have gone down with the Niger Delta ministry. It has not been effective since it was created. So maybe it's in the works, because you can't just keep a ministry there. The Niger Delta ministry, I think Umpadek too was
Umpadek became
Niger Delta. So when you look at the history of that government body, it has not really shown any positive
abandoned projects.
Yes, and a whole lot of money had been sunk into that. So really, they should look at it before putting somebody there. Now, for the blue economy, a whole lot of economic sector in Nigeria, we just mumble everything up. So, the blue economy, fishing, and you'll be surprised how much money can be made from we have a very long coastline. We have, and I think it's like 3 kilometers to, the area Nigeria controls will be like 3 kilometers into the sea from our land border. So there's a whole lot of activities going on in those places that we need to tap into. And of course, apart from the ocean itself, we have a whole lot of rivers in the country that we have to focus on. And when you are talking about ecology, there are a whole lot of ecological problems all over the country that before, state governments were just collecting those ecological funds and pocketing it. So a whole lot of detailing have to be done with the Nigerian economy. But like I said, most all of us in Nigeria because most of these things that we are doing, when you look at the paperwork of it, you will like what is written down on paper. It is when they start palm seedlings. Is anything wrong in giving out palm seedlings? But the avarice and greed of the people that will implement it ensure that they didn't give it to the beneficiaries. And then the funny thing about this palliative, when it was first mooted, governors came out and said they did not trust the register, the social register that was developed by them.
And pushed to the center.
In conjunction with World Bank and a whole lot of NGOs. So when I first heard that, I was like, but governors, it was your states, your ministry of that coordinated and provided, because it was that register that was being used by the former immediate past government to be doing conditional cash transfers. A whole lot of work was done to get that register. But because eventually I now understand why the governors were not interested in using or saying they do, because now they have the 5 billion directly.
All right, in their hands. Take your time from us. 20 minutes past 8, and this is the Voice of the People Radio 90.3 FM. And on Citizen Jones this morning, we're looking at now the president's men are in, aka the ministers. But are we there yet? I have Tumi Olowe and Emeka Madonago guesting. Yeah. Art, culture, and the creative economy has Hannatu Musawa as minister. Good one.
Good one if they can collaborate with the people. Because like I said, some sectors are self-driven. All they need from government is
prompting.
Support and good legislation,
or allow them to breathe.
For example, the intellectual property law that was done by the last government also goes a long way to help people in that space. So maybe this government comes along, will strengthen that, will also ensure that these people have access to finance. Because when you look at that space, music, movies, creative writing, sometimes you need financial support to get your and if you do that, you're going to create a whole lot of employment. Because when you see movies being produced, a whole lot of activities had gone in. They have cameramen. They
so
have a whole lot of. If you look at credits of foreign movies, you see the name. You see the name. A whole lot of people.
Some are not even named, like drivers.
Yes, so
cooks.
So the thing is, what the government needs to do is just to ensure that legislations, financing is properly structured, harnessed. So I mean, no problem.
Emeka, the new Minister of Defense is Mohammed Badaru, while the Minister of State for Defense is Bello Matawale. You quarrel with that?
I think. Like they say, they say on the street. I will tell you why I'm laughing. Like they say on the street.
But this is no laughing matter.
You know why I'm laughing?
No, if you
know,
tell
like
me.
they say on the streets, we too they play.
Okay.
We joke with a lot of things. What's the background of Mohammed Badaru? That you give him Minister of Defense. We are talking of a situation where global security challenges are evolving in different forms. So you need not necessarily a retired security personnel, but you need people with something, people who understand the imperatives of research and who have some background in terms of somebody like Nuhu Ribadu, National Security Advisor. You need somebody on that level so that when they interface, they understand what the challenges are, the dynamics. Correct. So when they go when they appear on the global audience, they are able to use terms. There are terms, interoperability, a lot of those things. There are terms in the security sector that will help you to understand how the direct points. Didn't know that money was going somewhere. To Al-Shabaab. So these are the dimensions of defense challenges that you need to get somebody who really understands what is going on. Then the Minister of State. I mean, this is somebody who has a pending issue with EFCC, and you're bringing him on board. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to reward alleged bad behavior with a ministerial appointment? It's not right. It is not right. Then why I was laughing earlier on was, how can you have duplicated? You said, okay, there's no Niger Delta Ministry because it's assumed that you have an NDDC. All right. Now, how can you create a ministry that will be distributing palliatives? What is the Special Duties Ministry for? That's what the Special Duties Ministry has been doing for many years. I mean, before the creation of that humanitarian ministry.
The humanitarian ministry was created by the previous government.
Yes. No, but before that, such things
when I hear special duties, it's just like in accounting where they say suspense account. Yes. Special duties, a whole lot of shenanigans.
It's neither here nor there. So it also involves ecology.
So let's have a ministry. Let's have it in the ministry.
You have a ministry of. You mentioned the Ministry of Ecology, but the office, the ecological office, is under the Ministry of Special Duties. So you have now elevated it to the level of a ministry. Is it necessary? Because ecological challenges are basically at the level of the states. That's why you had the WASH initiative, which just collaboration between the federal government, the states, and some donor agencies. But you also had this initiative, I've forgotten the name, that just ended. It ended sometime, I think, last year or so. With new map, the new map. It just ended last year. So, but you now find out that you need to, like my colleague said, you need to really go down, take these things down to the grassroots. Not just creating new ministry, because if the governors don't believe that ecological challenges are a big problem, they won't do anything about it. In a matter of months now, a few weeks, dams will be open. They'll start opening dams left and right. And then when the water cascades into the River Niger and River Benue and starts affecting communities that are on the path of these rivers, we start shouting.
But you see, unfortunately, the meteorological office keeps making announcements. Please if you are living along
The
this
low
path,
line area, yes.
move away. But
Do
like
the
you
state
said,
governments do anything?
yes,
Local
that's what I'm
governments
saying.
do anything?
Yes, the president men are in. But if states do not key in or domesticate some policies from the federal government, we are not going to make any mileage.
All right, quickly, to me, the Minister of Solid Minerals is Dele Alake, whereas the Minister of Information and National Orientation is Mohammed Idris.
I was a bit surprised too, because I mean, naturally one would have thought Dele Alake would become.
No, I heard he rejected it.
He rejected
information. Yes, that he said he didn't want because he was going to have a tough time with the media. Yes, just after the president's inauguration, there was an issue. I don't remember the issue where he issued a statement in which one paragraph he practically insulted the Nigerian media, and the media didn't take it.
So okay,
so they gave it to very hot. So he knew. Because even his courage had been such that didn't sit well with his colleagues. You have become a big man now, and then you're now looking down on us. Come on, Dele. I mean, when did this one start? Even by Ononuga, people have been telling them, why do people behave like this? When did you leave? When did you get into politics? We have journalists who have got into politics, but they are still humble. They still relate to their
sometimes
colleagues.
you are wondering. If there's Emeka and to me, is there any difference between a professional in politics and a professional politician?
Well, for me, there's no difference. Once you're in politics, you're a politician. Whichever way you want to color it, you're a politician. The most important thing is your output. But majority of Nigerian politicians, the output is negative.
Under former President Goodluck Jonathan, a lady from Emeka's state was the Minister of Information. You remember? Professor Akunyili. She was a trained pharmacist.
Yeah.
But she acquitted herself.
Yeah, because you see, these are managerial positions, leadership positions.
Okay.
So really, apart from maybe the Attorney General that has to know the law.
Yeah.
Because it
which
is
is in the
specific.
Constitution.
And maybe even the health ministry, you don't have to be a medical doctor to ensure that health.
No. Abacha's health minister was Ihe Chukwu Madubuike, a French teacher, professor of French.
French. Because these are leadership. Because if you are being specific, then the president has to be. The president oversees everything, and he doesn't have proficiency in all the things. So there are leadership positions. You are a minister, of course. The minister, they are professionals in the ministries, and if you go to check, it's just so unfortunate that we also do not look at the people in our ministries. They are well read, they are experienced, they are vast, but the Nigerian factor
will creep in.
Not creeping, it is there already. Right. You can see the shenanigans we are seeing on TV with the Federal Character Commission.
Yeah. 29 minutes to 9. That's the time in Lagos, as indeed throughout Nigeria. And of course, this is Voice of the People Radio, 90.3 FM on your dial. And the show is Citizen Jones this morning. And we are saying now the president's men are in, but are we there yet? And I have two gentlemen who are here to discuss the men and the ministries. Emeka Madonagu and Tumi Olowe. Police Affairs, Ibrahim Gaidam.
Ibrahim Gaidam, former governor, Yobe State.
Yeah.
How well did he handle security issues in Yobe State? In fact, under Buhari, the Police Affairs Ministry was largely subsumed. But it was largely unheard of.
Okay.
You had the Inspector General of Police, an overbearing Inspector General of Police role, and then the Police Service Commission. So the guy who occupied it under Buhari was Dingyadi, one very unassuming politician from Sokoto State. Okay. So he just came out to give announcement.
Is square peg in an oblong hole?
It was not even a known whether square or round or whatever. It was just there. There are people who can just be there. Like I mean, a needle in a haystack. They're just there, but they are not really adding any value, and they are not causing problems to anybody. They're not obstructing anybody. So they're just there.
They're doing their job and earning their
just
pay.
federal character, fulfilling federal character.
All right. And the Minister of State Police Affairs is Imam Suleiman Ibrahim.
Well, a lot of these people are just, let's say, federal character people. There's nothing really fantastic
and then
about them.
If you do not enter the kitchen, you might not know what is cooking.
Yeah.
So this is politics. A whole lot of quid pro quo also happens. We can't rule it out, and we cannot just sweep it by the side. So it's part of it. You're going to have names creeping up because you've done something that needs. And elections are still coming.
To me, in essence, our politicians will campaign in poetry, govern in prose.
That's what politics is all about, all over the place.
I think there's also the idea that maybe No Ribadu should take a commanding role in security management. But in doing that, you don't put you have to put people, who punch above their weight. So with the way things are, it appears No Ribadu will basically be running a one-man show.
Emeka,
he probably will run a one-man show because
when I'm talking of in terms of look at the.
But he has a very critical role as national security advisor.
Yeah, because the
it's
national
a very broad.
Yeah,
and
the national security
role.
advisor. The office is a clearinghouse.
Yes, but the background of these people who have been put in these positions doesn't inspire confidence. The confidence that they can punch above their weight.
Does this inspire confidence in you? The foreign minister for now, as we sit here, is a Yusuf Toga.
Well, largely unknown. Maybe I think he's
relatively
unknown. Well, we must
you expected people cast in the mold of the Okoya Rikpos and
yes.
Emeka Anyoku
yes.
and so on.
Let me tell you. Look.
And the last but one foreign minister, what's his name now?
He was overshadowed by Abike Dabiri. Let's face it.
I don't know. Abike Dabiri's had. You see, the thing is coverage. What he does is different from Abike Dabiri does. Just looking after Nigerians having issues. Yeah. Let's sort them out. But the broad.
But that's a major challenge.
No.
Emeka,
but Geoffrey Onyema was active. If you ask me,
I know.
He was. So Abike Dabiri didn't overshadow him. It's just the way Abike Dabiri's activities were reported. But the critical role of foreign policy interaction with foreign government was done by Onyema. So you don't conflict their jobs at all.
Do you know why?
Because Abike Dabiri does not.
Do you know why?
Create foreign policy for Nigeria.
I agree. Maybe his personality.
Whose personality?
Onyema. Your personality as a foreign minister must be such that you push your country's objectives.
I'm thinking quickly of Ike Nwachukwu,
who brought about economic diplomacy.
Okay.
You saw Bolaji Akinyemi. He's just
and the Okoya Rikpo, men like
them.
that.
Name them. What big wins did Nigeria make under Geoffrey Onyema? One of the issues we have today. Remember, there was an Amina Mohammed as environment minister. You know what? One thing that woman did, which I will never forget. She advised Buhari to sign an agreement that made Nigeria to stop exploiting our coal, and we're having power crisis. We're having a power crisis where all options must be on the table. Mm-hmm. But you don't hear anything about coal. The next thing, she became Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. Why do we do this? Why do we engage in self-immolation?
Nigeria was not responsible for being.
I'm not trying to join both together. But what I'm saying is this: that action she took wasn't in Nigeria's interest. So what I'm saying is that we need to, in certain critical ministries like the Foreign Affairs Ministry, we need to have people with a pedigree that inspires confidence that they will go out there and fight for Nigeria's interest. Look at the issue in Niger, for instance. One name has been ringing, which is Nuland. One woman, this is Doris Nuland also, a U.S., I think, Deputy Secretary of State or something. Now, what do they know the woman for? When she went to Sudan, thereafter the conflict escalated, that this is a woman who pushes American interests vigorously. She takes no prisoners. You had a Kissinger, for instance. You want to bring a Yusuf Tuga to stand before a Kissinger. All I'm saying is this: you are not going to go anywhere to say, okay, we want to buy a minister who is the experience, but he must know that Nigeria has not been faring too well internationally. So we need somebody with a forceful character who will push Nigeria's interest vigorously.
All right. Emeka, still on the same trajectory. The Minister of the Interior, the last but one man, came from Tumi's state. That's Aregbesola. The new Interior Minister is Seydou Alkali. The thing we are talking about, foreign affairs, should apply to the Interior Affairs Minister too.
Maybe Tumi can...
Okay, Tumi. Tumi, go there.
For me, you see, it is... Yeah, we might not know most of these people, maybe because they've been just quiet all along. But it's the passion that you are bringing. What is... Do you love Nigeria enough? If you love Nigeria enough, you will do the right thing. And that cuts across every one of us. Because you walk on the street of Nigeria and you are like, do we really like ourselves? Because you're going to see the whole lot of bad behavior that we put up. And the excuse we always give is that the people in leadership are bad, so therefore automatically we have to be bad. And I'm saying, look, the society accepts a behavior that they like.
That's why you don't punish bad behavior?
That's why we don't punish, because we want bad behavior to thrive. We can't even self-regulate. I was coming this morning at Sele. The bus drivers are taking over the express. There's service lane for them. But they have a union. And their union don't think that they have any responsibility to the society. And that's how we build up to government positions. Because at every strata of leadership that we hold in this country, we are not contributing positively to the society. And what it tells us is that we don't want to grow.
So let me just quickly make an intervention. Yusuf Tuga, yes, outgoing ambassador of Nigeria to Germany. He actually read international relations at the American University. I think he schooled in the US, and he was a member of the House of Representatives. Yes, but I don't really know how much leverage he gave Nigeria as ambassador to Germany. So what I think is, it appears that with this choice, it's a personal opinion. It appears this administration will want to pander towards the West more by taking a US trained figure as Minister of Foreign Affairs. I may be wrong.
That's your estimation.
Yes, permit me. Yeah, because when some of these appointments are made across the world, you tend to look at what could be the thinking in the administration. Where could it be leaning? In what direction could it be? Yeah. Could it be leaning? So that's my quick intervention.
Well, if the president himself, worked with Mobile, studied the DA, so you might say that
it's natural
that the policy would tend towards favoring the West. But I wouldn't really go that way in my own thinking, because Nigeria has peculiar problem, and the best thing to do is to remain non-aligned and make sure that it's the interest of Nigeria that we are pursuing, whether it is the West that is going to favor us, whether it is China.
Multilateralism.
So, I mean, because if you are looking at it like that, the president studied in the US.
All right.
Worked there too.
All right. I dare say the listeners has had his or her ears pumped full enough. Are you ready to explode? What do you think you can chip in? Now the president's men are in, but are we there yet? How do you react to it? 0700 903 903 903. Let's get you talking. Now you are the analyst. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, senior citizen.
I greet you, sir. Nemeka, welcome. Your line is muffled in a way. Go on. Oh dear. I'm sorry. You would have to call back. You know, the line became muffled. We hardly can hear what you were saying. 0700 903 903 and 903. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Citizen Jones. This is Ola from Sulere.
Ola, welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I think Mr. President has assembled the best from us, and Nigeria needs to allow them to perform. What we need to do now is to support them for them to perform. Like the Tuga that people are talking about.
Yeah. What's wrong with the line?
Hello?
Yeah, I can, but you are still muffled. I don't know what the problem would be now. But you started off well. Oh dear.
Very clearly.
Yeah, but I got the thrust of what you said. The president's men are in. What they require now would be the support of Nigerians, gentlemen.
And of course, the corporations of states.
All right. Another call is here. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
I come back again from away.
Okay, then.
So, the answer is no.
Your radio is interfering. Please keep your radio out of it. I don't know how much we are going to say these things.
Done it. So, the answer is no.
The answer is what?
No.
No to what? Not Oko, we are not there yet.
Not the question you asked. That the president has inaugurated his cabinet, that are we there yet? Was there what that?
Yeah, go on.
No. So now coming to what Emeka said about Palliative and their own standard this program. Emeka said the right thing. I'm from Anambra State. From moving back out, always precisely. Emeka is my son. I say, so what the
I'm your brother too from Akwa Ibom.
Just go on.
The Palliative are not going to reach anybody. The Afghan who are just polluted is being another. The country and what is the coconut people. The only three all the starting people. I was in another government that was distributed. Now, how many people, I think about 200 people come to my local government, which is going back out. I was distributed to all the councillors, to the local government, 7. I think the chairman and all this. So these things, we are not going to get it right.
All right.
As long as
to you, we are not there yet. 0700 903 903 903. Let's get you talking. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Philip. I'm calling from Lagos.
Yeah, Philip, welcome.
Thank you. I didn't hear you people give an analysis on the key ministries like Ministry of Defense, people that are in charge.
You were not listening.
Talked about
I
defense,
just
but not
started listening.
FCT.
Okay, you just started. So we did. We covered as many ministries as possible.
Okay, I find it disturbing when I see a name like the former governor of Zamfara State as Minister of State for Defense. It actually indicates that maybe the president wants to settle some of his key allies and so on, instead of concentrating on people that will do the work. I also find it disturbing that the former ICTC man is now in charge of defense. A ministry as key as that. I think Buhari even did better by looking for a retired general who understands the field to man that position. Same thing we have seen in other ministries. I don't see it as a way of settling political friends and so on, so that they can have a job within the period, or maybe pay them back for what they did and on how they worked for him before he was elected and so on. I think what we should concentrate on is how to make Nigeria in the 4 years, because we have 4 years. This is the 4 years that Tinubu needs to work.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. Gentlemen, it's not easy to satisfy everybody. Not, especially not in a country like ours. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. I call back MD
I'm sorry, we have to discontinue this chat because your line is muffled. It is neither you nor us here.
Maybe you can use another line.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, please?
Well, I hope we can sustain it. Go on.
Thank you. So, in all the ministers that the government has nominated, I only see 3 of them. One Edu, Joe Money, and the young man that they said is talking about
Tijani.
These three men are the perfect commissioners that we see. But the rest of them are just the president just needs to compensate maybe for their political allies or whatever. But these 3 people, both the Mahi, one year ago, and that young man, but Tijani, the rest are just
three out of 45.
Those of us that have been following politics for the past years, for how many years now? I've been following, listening to radio, listening to TV, everything.
Yeah.
Only these three, to me, I don't know if the other ones, just like last caller said, look at the former governor of petition.
Okay.
Most of them have cases to answer. But not answer their case, and we are not nominating them as a minister. Even I say that those ones, the old ones, does not correct the new ones. And that's what
But do you know at the Senate where a representative of yours is present and mine, supposedly, and the 2 gentlemen here, the Senate passed these men and women.
Yes.
You mean my representative? Come again, please.
I said at the Senate where these men and women were passed, your representative is there, and the 3 representatives of 3 of us are there.
Yes.
We got you first time. Yeah, that's your opinion. Emeka is reminding me. Now I know. Hello, 0700 903 903 903. We have room for 1 or 2 more calls. Good morning to you.
Yeah, just now, look at the call back.
All right.
I don't want to waste your time because as you say, there's no more time. Whatever they select for us as ministry, we want to people that will come and do something for Nigeria, not Nigeria will do something for them. That is what we are begging. Make your work for Nigeria. That's what we do.
True.
You understand me?
True.
So I don't want to waste my time so much.
True.
So God bless everybody.
Bless you too. 0700 903 903 903. One last call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
I greet you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Your name?
Our brother also in studio. Yeah, my name is. I'm calling from Texas also.
All right then.
So our brother there in studio. I'm greeting you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, my.
You have to meet that constitutional provision of 60 days. Yes.
Okay, yes. Because here in Nigeria is a place whereby when we are now, when we keep calling president, the judiciary may say people have already.
Don't be afraid of anything.
don't twist anybody's arm.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
Thank you. Gentlemen, we're done. How do we take it home? Yeah.
Well, for me, I won't take
30 seconds.
Yes, yeah. I won't take the ministerial allocation in isolation. I'm taking it along with the other 36 states and their numerous commissioners. All of them must work together to push this country forward. Because if those 36 states do not buy into whatever the federal ministries are doing, it will be a total waste of time and resources.
Emeka?
I hope these ministers will focus on their tasks. If you remember, like Zamfara State, I'm worried about Zamfara State because the governor, Matawale, who is now Minister of State for Defense, he alleged that the military was used to deny him of a second term during the election. So now, Minister of State for Defense, I hope he's not going to also now use the same military to terrorize the state. We saw what happened in the past. If you remember, when was it Fayemi and some other people, were barracked by military, by soldiers in Inyekiti. That was near Adebayo's town. I think his father or somebody was doing something. Yeah, Fauci, I think, was the governor then. And soldiers were used to surround.
To muzzle.
Yes, to muzzle them. I hope we won't see something like that. Otherwise, these people have a huge challenge before them. And I hope they understand. Many of them, yes. A number of them, I am confident. But some of them, no.
All right. Let me end by simply quoting reciting how I started. Former flamboyant governor of New York in America, Mario Cuomo, said, "Politicians campaign in poetry, but govern in prose." I'm out of here. We have done our job. We have helped mold opinion for you. The decision will be yours. Let me thank Tumi Olawe for coming.
My pleasure.
And Emeka Madonago.
Thank you very much.
Time.
Good morning, everybody.
Bye-bye now.